Hello, Mama. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing today?
I'm okay, and you?
By God's grace, I'm also okay. So, how is our girl doing this morning?
She's okay. Just as I have to do everything for her.
Okay, so let's go back a little bit. When was she diagnosed with sickle cell?
When she was 9 months old.
And what did you see? What made you take her to the hospital? Was
Okay,
she sick? Did she have
my
yellow eyes?
no. My second child was. I had three children. My second child was a sickle cell child. So I thought the third one would come out different. So that was when, at 9 months, I had to take her for a checkup. That was where they discovered.
You have three children. One of them also has sickle cell.
Yes, the second one.
How's the second one doing?
I don't really want to talk about the first two. Let's just talk about Zita, please.
I respect that. Don't worry about it. So let's talk about our daughter. You said at 9 months she was diagnosed. Then take us
Yes.
through it a little bit and then let's come to her current state.
Okay. Um, Initially it was she was okay, but when she was 2 years, she had a crisis, swollen hands, and then she went to the theater. But apart from that, she was okay till when she was about 8 years. She started having a stroke. She has had stroke more than 4 to 5 times. Till last year was the worst. And the ones she has been having so far, she could walk, she could talk, but the speech was not too good. But last year, when she had this last stroke in May, she couldn't talk, and up to date, she doesn't talk.
So when she had the first stroke, what did the doctors tell you? Because they usually have mechanisms in place to ensure that the children don't suffer another stroke. So why did
Yeah,
she have the second, the third, and the fourth?
I don't really know. She was placed on their normal hydroxyurea, and she that was what she was placed on. And I was formerly in Nigeria. No, I married a Nigerian. And so we came back to Ghana almost 8 years. When I came, she had the first stroke in Ghana. Then I was in Odan. I took her to Odan government hospital, and they said they referred us to Kolebu. And the process of trying to come to Kolebu, she had a second stroke again. And so when we got to Kolebu, no, before Kolebu, the hospital in Kaswa, they gave her blood transfusion twice. And after that, we went to Kolebu. And then we did three blood transfusion there. And
So
the last stroke was what really put her in this state.
you're saying she's 15 or 16
She's 16.
for herself.
She will be 17 in October.
October.
She will be 17 this year, yes.
Mama, we can't hear you. I don't know whether your hand has blocked something, but your
Okay.
audio is not coming out.
Okay, she will be 17 this year. Can you hear me now?
Madam, she will be 17 this year.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Now, let's talk about, we're so sorry for what you have been going through. Yesterday, Dr. Mary explained what it is and the complications, but today we want to put the focus on you. As a
Okay.
mother, how has this situation affected your life?
It has really affected me. It has really, really affected me financially, physically, because I'm not getting any younger. I gave birth to her when I was 35. So you could imagine I'm almost 52 this year. And then for you to be carrying almost a 17 years old child, you are going to, she can't walk properly. It's really, really telling on me. There was a time I was even falling into depression, but doctor was assisting me, used to talk to me. A lot of people used to talk to me. And I even had to go to the hospital because I had BP. And the doctors were like, you have to take it easy. Because if you die today, who will take care of her? Nobody can, which is true. Because eventually, it's like everybody has abandoned me. If I call people today, they think I want to ask for money. Nobody even calls to say, how is she doing or how are you doing? it's so bad, but there's nothing I can do. I just have to face my cross. That's what I'm doing.
Can I ask a personal question? But you can opt not to answer it if you so
Okay.
desire.
Okay.
Where is the child's father, your husband, if you were married?
She is in Nigeria and he only brought money initially, but since then he has not even bothered to ask if the child is okay. He has eventually left the child for me. I really don't like talking about
Cell?
that, but
You don't like to. Is it because of the sickle cell? Would you say it? He left because of the sickle cell? Because you told me that you have two other kids with sickle cell. Would you say that is the reason he left?
no, he didn't leave me. I left him because I felt there was nothing there for me again. Because it's so glaring that even if I try to get the fourth child, I was maybe the child will say it happened to be a sickle cell child. So I just felt let me come home and take care of her. And then I brought her with me.
So before you married your husband, did you know you were AS and he was also
Yes,
AS?
yes, I knew. I knew it was the case was my husband. He told me it was a but when I got pregnant, I went for a test. And the result said is AA. I don't know if he doctored it or not. I just, it's a past. I don't really want to talk about it.
Madam Emma, that is the problem of many people. Because yesterday, Dr. Anson was saying there are so many labs in Ghana who will say you are AA, but invariably you are AS. So I'm sorry for that because your husband tested. You knew you were AS, and so you asked him
Yes,
to go and check. But
yes.
anyway, so what for you? What is the way forward in the future for you, Madam Emma? How?
I'm trying my best. My business, it's not easy to take care of them. Doctor, ISCC has been helping me with some of the lab tests and all those stuff, but they cannot do everything for me. And I have to go out to fed for her. So it's not easy leaving her at home and not being able to. Sometimes I can't go to my market because I have to think about her first. And so I have to reschedule my going to the market. Sometimes I go to the market 3 times a day, which is not helping me financially. It's not really helping me financially, but what will I do? I can't be living her on her own all the time. So it's not be easy for me.
Mary, what job do you do?
I sell fairly used clothes. Initially, I used to buy 3 to 4 bays, but now I can't even buy one. Can't buy one because after the first 3 transfusion, I went so bankrupt. Let me use that. And then doctor came to my aid. And then the last 2 transfusions, she assisted me with it.
Okay. Well, we're very sorry about what you're going through. Kojo and I will find a way to liaise with the ISCC, so we'll see how we can help you. But what is your advice before Kojo comes in? Yeah. Kojo has a question for you. What?
Advice,
Yes.
I would want to find there hasn't been any family support. You understand? Because here in Africa, we live among ourselves and we try to support each other. So the question is, are you carrying this alone or you have a family that seems to be supporting you? And if they're not there, why?
I'm carrying it alone. I'm carrying it alone. The thing is, initially when we went to the hospital, we spent almost like 3, 4 weeks in the hospital. And when I called them, they were supportive. But now, imagine last time I was so broke, I had to call my aunt. And then she said, "Oh, Baba, why?" I said, "Oh, I sometimes I don't really take it to heart. Yeah, it's true. I mean, if my mother was to be alive, I'm supposed to be taking care of my mother. And now I'm going back to my mother. These are my mother's sisters and asking for help. I don't really take it to heart, but what do you do when you are broke and you have to go back to the family? It's still your family you go back to. And then somebody telling you that is so painful. For now, I don't have any support from any family member. Initially, they were supportive. Sometimes, oh, it might take 200 cedis, 300 cedis, but now, even when I call them, they don't even want to pick it. They are thinking Emma is going to like, oh, can you support me with this? So since then, I stopped calling them. Since I got in touch with doctor, I stopped calling them. So if I need help, I used to call her. If she can give me the help, she gives. If not, then I have to look for the help myself.
Okay, so before you give your advice, where do you usually go for your clinics?
Kolebu.
Right, and
Formerly, it was
What
Formerly
would
it
you
was
tell that young person watching Max TV this morning about sickle cell? Because you are a living testimony of the devastating effect of having a child with sickle cell or having multiple children with sickle cell. Talk to somebody this morning.
Yeah, I want to advise the young ones that you know your genotype, and then you have to really, really be strict about it, no matter the love or whatever. Because if you bring, look at me, I'm going through this stress. This child has been abandoned, but the father doesn't even call to say, is she okay? So I want to tell the younger ones that they should please be careful. And then know your genotype, know whoever your spouse, whoever you want to get involved with, know his genotype, his or her genotype. Because that's the only thing that will help you. And if you discover that the person is AS or it's better to cut off that relationship. Because if anybody told me years back that I'll be going through this, and then I'll be going through financial stress for me to be asking people for money, I wouldn't have believed it. But look at me now. Almost 52, I'm still struggling. She's supposed to be helping me to do things if she's normal. And then look, I'm the one like taking care of everything because she can't do anything on herself.
So, Mommy, before you go, on a normal day, how is it like with you and your almost 17-year-old daughter with sickle cell who has unfortunately suffered an infant? How is a normal day with you?
Presently or before?
Since she's down, how is a typical normal day for you?
Okay, no, because of the physiotherapy, they said I should be taking her out every morning for exercise. And initially, when we left the hospital, she was really, really responding. But now I have to like force her practically. And then she's getting so heavy. So even if I'm forcing her at my age, it's not easy. And so most times, like today, we've not gone out for exercise. I don't think we can do it. Even this week, I've not really had time for exercise for her because I have to go out to do my business. On a normal day, it's not easy. She just sits that when I talk, she just be looking at me. She doesn't respond. And it's so painful, very, very painful. That the child that could respond to me could talk. Sometimes when I go out, I come back, she opens the door, we chat. Now she can't do anything. She's just lying down. Even these days, it's so worse. She will lie down, do everything on her body, and I will have to come clean up. Do every day. I'm always cleaning my room.
All right, Madam Emma Ochri, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. We appreciate that, and I'm sure a lot of Ghanaians appreciate that. And you have no idea how many lives you have saved by sharing your story on Max TV. God bless you so much.
God bless you too. Thank you.
Emma Ochri ne din komo eno no oso onim so oye AS o ka kire ni kunu emra wo hia no no se kona ko check wo ko lab so oye AA na se ne no a Dr. Mary Anson kan labs ni bebre misdiagnose nipa ni AS pa